Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome along to our weekly takeover of the internet. Please welcome one and all to episode 99 of the Studio Rats Q&A Live. My name's James Ivy.
Hi, Paul Drew.
And
Did you see my little pathetic attempt at a spin?
Your kind of slow-mo spin. It was like kind of whoa.
Yeah, that's basically my week's been like that so far. So
oh dear.
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to be enthusiastic and spinny. this whole today's just going to be me going. Anyway.
Well, you are all very welcome, one and all. Oh, yeah. And I'm almost very scared to ask this, Mr. Drew. How's your week been?
I've had one of the worst weeks so far. Had a terrible week.
Come on, tell Uncle James all. Tell Uncle James all.
Well, I don't like to be, and I don't like to be negative. Maybe we should do your week as opposed to sort of, or shall I just tell you about my week?
Give us the potted highlights.
I've just been feeling really unmotivated, and then today was a complete blowout, and everything went wrong today, and it wasn't good. And no. Actually, I'm not going to talk about that. It's all good.
Oh, there was no and. There's not an and.
No. It's all good. It's all good. Tell me about your week.
I think we're having the absolute opposite of weeks.
Yes. Okay. That's good.
Last week, skip number 1 was delivered, so I could start digging out the vegetable patch thing to get rid of all the earth before we start planning the mega studio. And my life today was skip number 1 going away, dropping off skip number 2, which was quite exciting. I stood there and went, it's stuff happening on my drive, and it's cool. It's machines and things. But I've been sort of working some new videos, working on some new tracks for Rex and stuff.
Nice.
Yesterday, I did something about as close to a trade show as I've done in about 2.5 years.
Go on then.
I did the local sort of area schools careers fair.
Did you?
Talking about being a musician and being a media creative genius.
What?
No, I basically said the whole thrust of my talk was about having transferable skills. It's all very well being a great musician, but great musicians have to be able to do videos and have to do all this other stuff as well, unless your surname is Sheeran.
Right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And it was good. It was good fun.
Nice fun.
Something a bit different, but God, was I out of practice with the standing up all day and doing sort of trade showy stuff and demos. And I took guitar and an amp and things with me and knew a little bit, and they thought it was hilarious.
So were you trying to inspire them or put them off? What's the
bit of both, I think.
Yeah.
Loads of really good questions. And it was a year 5, so primary school kids career, not sort of like 18 plus. Yeah, so really good, really interesting. Lots of how much do you make type questions, and what's your favorite thing about your job, and what's your least favorite thing about your job, things like that. And I was like, oh, actually these are all really quite hard questions.
Yeah,
because I don't really think of it as a job, because I know it is, and I know it's what I do is really important. It's not important in the grand scheme of things. I think it's important, but I don't feel like I've worked a day in my life for the last 25 years.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's sometimes you forget how lucky you are.
First world problems and all that.
Well, yeah, absolutely, and there's me whinging about having an uncreative week, and I could be working, stuck behind I don't know. I'm not going to say. Let's give out a job in case someone does that job.
You could be in a trench in a war zone. That's the thing I always kind of think. And other than that, it's been a good week for making stuff and acquiring stuff and getting hold of things. But we'll come on to that later. But yeah, so we should probably get on with our the queue. Oh, hello. There's the hands have appeared.
I got brought water. She didn't want to come in.
Didn't want to appear live on the interwebs.
Yeah. She go, what's all this business? She doesn't know what I did there anyway. She hasn't got a clue.
I always used to say that about my old studio, where obviously you'd have people come, and generally, and this is not exclusively, but generally, girl singers are normally quite attractive, and people would see me going into this garden shed with a hot girl, and you think, okay, what's going on there then? I said, one of my old neighbours said to me, "What do you do in there all day?" And I said, "If you never find out, then all the time and effort that went into building this thing has been well worth it." I think she thought
that sounds completely seedy.
I think she thought I made porn for a living or something.
Now you just watch it in your little den of despair.
Somebody, right. we should crack on with some. All the matches are in.
Cheering me up.
Yes, just go for it. Let's go for it.
K Michael P says, "Howdy, y'all, and a lovely day to you all. A beautiful 29 degrees centigrade here in South Florida. Nice. It's, you know what, Michael? We're having one of the coldest Mays ever, aren't we?
A load of my mates, or a load of our friends, are currently in southern Florida.
Doing what?
Worlds has just finished.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Tess and Ian and a load of the Future Cheer crew are all over in Florida at the moment.
Oh, I'd love to go.
Not envious much.
Yeah, absolutely. Scooby Step says, "Perhaps I have 4 guitar. There are standard tuning and 1 in E flat. I'm interested in tuning 1 to D standard, which is D, G, C. These are the fad. Can I use 10 to 46 set, or do I need to go higher for this?" So all depends. All depends on what you use normally.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So if you use 10 to 46 normally, I would say you'd need to go to 11s.
Yeah.
And what you know, and I don't mean to be teaching my granny how to suck eggs, but you're going to have to change your intonation, all of all of that sort of business, truss rod adjustment.
Yeah.
Sort of so just in case you don't know all that sort of stuff, be prepared that you've got to do some changes. One for the strings, and also for the relief on the neck and all that sort of stuff. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot to do. Do you know what I mean? The amount of guitars that I've got, I never use anything apart from E standard.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear some people like everyone knows, like Rabir Masadi. He plays. I mean, he's fantastic, isn't he? What a great guitar player.
Yeah.
And he always gets really interesting sort of interesting chords.
Chord voicings and stuff.
Yeah, chord voicings. Yeah. It's really interesting. And I just think if I get into that, I'm going to confuse myself at a gig. I know I'm going to confuse myself.
The only other alternative tuning I've ever learned is dadgad, because I love the fact you get some really nice open chord sounds from really simple chord shapes.
Well, this we can do this for next week. You can show me, because I've never done it. I've never done that, so we can go through some of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and we'll tell you more about next week later on, because we are starting to plan episode 100.
100.
Yes,
absolutely. So yes, Scooby. I would have thought you would, if you use 10 to 46, you're going to need to go up.
Yeah,
but maybe you like it all nice and floppy.
Nobody likes it nice and floppy.
Well,
moving
on. Pet says, "Good evening, life-size rodents. Taffy salutes you with a cold blue moon." Blue moon.
You left me standing alone.
I love blue moon. I haven't had a blue moon. I can't drink beer anymore.
I haven't had blue moon since California. 2 years ago.
Well, my local pub used to sell blue moon on tap.
Awesome.
Because you can normally only get it in those little crappy bottles, and you just go like, "Well, I need at least 2 of them."
Definitely, yeah.
Nedamido says, "Scooby Step use 11 to 52s for D standard," but there you go. Cheers, mate.
Larry North's in the house.
He's in the house. He says, "Evening Rat Pack. Hope you're having a good week. J&P, please take Pet Moxie out of class and ask him to explain himself, having to question read out on TPS Q&A on Monday. We'll have no what's skiving? Skiving?
Skiving?
Is that how you spell skiving?
No, but I don't know. Maybe it's a northern thing that I don't know, but I would have thought that as a mistype. But
no. I've seen pet on there. I do like a bit of see, that's one of the things about Mondays.
Yeah.
Not that well. First thing, when you release a video on Mondays, I always release videos at 4:30 on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
You can guarantee, because TPS starts at 5. Monday's video don't normally do as well as Tuesday's video.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big show, isn't it?
Yeah.
And no, I like it, but it is a complete. I tend to finish what I'm doing at 5 o'clock on Mondays, and then pick up the guitar and just do some practice while I'm watching it.
I don't think I've ever watched a whole episode live.
Oh yeah, I don't think you can watch the whole thing. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but for me, it's too much. I mean, but like watching this for 2 hours.
You're doing it's bad enough. Yes. We'll give him a stern talking to, I think is the phrase.
Scooby Step says 11:52s. Oh man.
Sorry,
no, you won't feel it. You won't feel it.
I like playing 10s at normal tension.
Yeah. You won't feel it. You won't feel it at all. Phil McNally says, "Evening all, evening Phil."
Evening.
So it was like I was listening to someone the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I watched the new Tim Pierce video.
Right.
And he was saying how about strings.
Yeah.
And he used to use 10 to 46.
Yeah.
But as he's getting older, he's gone down to 9 to 42s.
Right.
And then he went round to Rick Beato's studio,
mm-hmm.
and Rick Beato uses 8s on his, and he said he loved it.
8s.
I can't imagine playing 8 because you pick.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd be able to pick fast because there'd be so much looseness in the strings. But anyway.
When I did a job for Avid a few years ago, and Fender let us have a load of guitars, and they all came with 8s on.
Fender 8s?
Yeah. All these thin line tellies turned up, and they were lovely, but they all turned up with 8s. I was like, God, this is like. There's me going from 11s to 8s was a bit of a shock.
Well, you'd have to have, like if you're used to playing 10s at least, especially 11s, the way that you hold chords and stuff, you'd just be playing out of tune all the time.
Yeah, well, more than usual.
Yeah. George Keller says, "Hello again from somewhat beautiful Beverly Hills." Ah, lovely. A little cloudy today, so the Ferraris are not quite glistening in the sun. Unbelievable. Oh, and we tried to go car shopping today. Actually, we're looking for a new car, and went car shopping and
buy a Ferrari.
No, I need. Well, you can. There is a family Ferrari, isn't there?
Well, this is 2+2, isn't it? It's not really a 4-seater.
Is it not? Well, the
really.
big one. You know the big one, the hatchback one.
It's only a 2+2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can I get the dog in the boot, or is the engine in the boot?
No, the engine.
I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I'm not going to get a Ferrari.
Yeah.
There was like 5 seconds where I was thinking, oh.
It goes from a Citroen Cactus to a Ferrari.
Yeah. That's it. You see, this is it. Everyone sort of, people leave questions on the video saying, how can you afford all these guitars? Because I've got a crap car. That's why. I would spend 50 grand on a car. Anyway, Shep Shepherd says, "Evening all, evening Shep." Safi says, "Good evening. 1 to go to 1K. What's 1,000?
Don't know. 1K.
Good evening, Safi. First of all, 100. 100. I think 100. Yes, 100. That's right, Safi. So yeah, we've got next week is the 100th episode. We do need to talk about that.
Yes, we'll talk about that. We'll get through a bit, and yes, thank and
yeah. Good evening to Safe. David's in the house,
and I've got them at last.
Huh?
Got them at last.
Yeah, they're nice, aren't they?
Yeah, fabulous.
Nice.
Sound particularly good when I'm trying to go all surf on that Dan Electro. So really bright
ting out that. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, Paul from Scooby Step. Sorry, my
Oh, he's gone.
Gone. I went.
You did?
I went. I don't know what
Wasn't
happened.
me.
Sorry, must push the button. No, it's all right. It's all good. I'm cheering up now.
Good.
David Olsen says, "Evening chaps, 99 shows not out." It's true, actually. 99 shows.
99 shows. Where on earth has that gone?
Yeah.
And we're not even in lockdown anymore. At this point.
Mr. Moxie's done it, isn't he? Larry North, meet me outside after class. That sounds like a date.
Behind the bike sheds.
Yeah. Yes, I've never watched a full TPS, but the rats are on the other hand. Cheers, mate.
You say the nicest things.
Cheers, mate.
Now let me find out where we were. We were there.
Farad H says, evening, everyone. Evening, Farad. Shaharbar says, pull the shirt with the monkey. What is lazy amplification? What's the monkey? Monkey?
It does look a bit like a monkey. It's Jay, though, isn't it?
Huh?
It's a caricature, isn't it? Sort of thing.
It's a character. So Lazy J amplifiers are a boutique amp company. Everyone, I mean, geez, like Joe Bonamassa uses Lazy J amps, and
they're very lovely.
They're very boutiquey. Jesse, who makes Lazy J amps, the monkey, as you so call him, there lives. Actually, he's an American. Lives down the road, though. Lives down the road from me. I did a review of one of his amps once, the J10 or the J10, wasn't it?
That was lovely. That was a really
nice. If you like Tweed amps, he probably makes the best Tweed amps. And
he lent you his Uber.
Oh, yeah. His 52 gold top.
Yeah,
that was nice. That sounded good.
That was a lovely guitar.
Yeah. John Gordon, hope hello all, hope all is good. Hope everyone is good. And to you, John.
Hey!
Mr. Hurwitz says, it's been too long since I've been able to join you guys. Great to see and hear you. And you, Michael.
Great to have you with us, buddy.
John Wallace says, afternoon, gents. Afternoon, John. Nedamido, hi, my boss, IR200 just came this Monday after 6 months of delays. Wow. It's a fun piece of gear. I also traded my GE7 for the Digitech Hardwire RV7 stereo reverb, which I sold and made a penny or two. Do you know, that's interesting. I didn't realize. I mean, if you look at the pedals,
yeah,
Hardwire pedals, they look like Digitech pedals. I didn't know they were Digitech because they don't say Digitech.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Yeah, Hardwire make a range of pedals, and I've always seen them, but they look like Digitech pedals.
Yeah, oh, interesting. Yeah, strange company these days, but that's Harman for you.
Well, no. We're talking about that later on.
All right, I'll be quiet
then. Mike Aiton says, "Evening, Plank Spankers." Mike, have you bought that master build yet?
And have you listened to Nuno Betancourt yet?
Yeah.
Get it in there early.
I have always used.
Hang on. He says
11s on my Strat. It's gone to 10s. So much more ringy. Yeah. Well, it's funny. Like about a year and a half ago, there were people doing videos on changing to 8s and how they sound even better. I don't remember. I remember having 9s. And then 10s, and then I put 11s because I wanted to go a bit more Stevie Ray Vaughan. I know he used. Yeah, because I really want to strengthen up my fingers.
Yes.
And then really just not enjoying it. Went back to 10s and was quite happy. But
I played 11s for years on ships because I was playing so much.
Right.
I just got to the point where I was playing really fluidly and nicely on 11s. It felt great. Went back to 10s and it was like.
Oh really? Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
At this point.
Oh, Phil McNally. Cheers, mate. No question, but thanks for all the free advice. Anytime, mate. That's really nice of you.
It's what we are here for.
Yeah. Cheers, Phil.
We do our best. Okay, there we go. Boom. We're in again.
That'll keep us in Alco Pops for next week. For next week's show.
Tonight, Matthew.
That's a little bottle, isn't it? Look at that one.
But what? Look.
Alcohol free.
Yeah,
that's a little bottle
in that.
John Wallace says, I've been working from my hometown and traveled with my headless Kiesel Vader. Easy to get on a plane, and I recommend getting a headless travel. I'm also using the Wazza Air headphones and plugins. Nice one. It'd be interesting to see, and I'd like to get hold of a headless guitar. I know Safety's got a Kiesel.
Mm-hmm.
Or did have a Kiesel. I'd really like to get one for a video, you know, to see, to show the difference in the sound between headless guitar and stuff. But it'd be interesting to see, like, John, is your Kiesel, is your headless Kiesel, does it sound, is it as good, is it as resonant as a normal guitar?
I've tried headless basses plenty.
Stateless and stuff, and
and I tried a Say or a Psy bass, the ones that in the bass. My God, no, not Sire.
Oh, okay.
Say they're custom made in they're built in Camden. Beautiful, the bass gallery in Camden. Absolutely stunning basses. And I've tried a fan fret bass. I'd love to try a fan fret guitar.
Yeah,
that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah.
And fret bass felt really nice and even under the fingers.
Did it?
I like that.
Again, I've never tried anything fan fret. Such a stickler for like traditional stuff. Larry North says, suggest heavier bottom end strings for D standard tuning. Also may need to adapt the nut. That's so true for larger wind. Have a look at Strings Direct in the UK. They have custom sets. Nice.
Okie dokie.
Good evening, Studio Rats from Duncan. Good evening, Duncan. I like that guitar.
I do too. I like that one as well.
Yeah. Nedamido says, at Scooby Step, also, if you use thicker strings for D standard, like 11 to 52s, you'll probably need, there we go. Yeah, nice one. 10 to 46 with D standard should work fine. I tune to that on a regular basis. Nice.
Okay. I think a lot of it depends on the guitar as well, on the scale length and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah. So true. Like, on a Les Paul, 10s on a Les Paul feel like 9s on a Strat.
Yeah.
Larry North said, which follow artist preferences? If you know an artist who plays in that tuning, you might find a set without having to do too much work.
I think I know what he means. I think
have a look to see what other people like.
If you ever listen to anything by the Black Crows,
their
lead guitar player plays in a really weird tuning.
Well, they're quite, but they were quite, or they are quite, because I think they're doing something again.
They are back. They're back doing stuff. Yeah.
They were quite sort of Stones influence, weren't they?
Yeah.
So you're going to get all those sort of Keith, sort of tunings and stuff.
I can't find my feet, man. What am I going to do with socks?
What's that?
It was, I think it was a Spitting Image sketch of Keith Richards and Mick Jagger. Keith, stoned off their boxes. Keith, I can't find my feet. What am I going to do with my socks, man?
Very good. Very good.
Right. So yes, there's the inbuilt chatter, which is great. So it's all good.
Stephen James, good day from Brisbane. Nice. Good day, mate. Scooby Step, you, everyone, for your suggestions. Anyone tried Victory amps? Oh, yes.
Yes, you have. You had one, didn't you?
I had one, yes. I had.
There is video evidence of this.
There is video. I had a Victory. Oh, I always get confused with what one it was. Basically, I don't know what it was. They're 2-channel Marshally thing.
It was a big one rather than a lunchboxy one, wasn't it?
It was a beastie and sounded very similar to James's to your other Martin Kidd amp that you brought round.
Oh, the Cornford.
The Cornford, thank you.
Yes.
Dark sounding amplifier on the overdrive channel.
Yes.
But I think that's that particular circuit. I think I think Victory amps are good stuff.
Solid, well made.
made in. Who was telling me this the other day? Who sent me a message? Someone sent me a message telling me about Victory amps. And funny enough, and yeah, do you know Mad Professor? Do you know the make Mad Professor makes pedals and amplifiers? Mad Professor amplifiers and Victory amplifiers are made in the same place by a company.
Right, a crack team of.
I've got a feeling that Martin Kidd might have something to do with that company as well.
Right.
But anyway, isn't that weird that Mad Professor amps are made in the UK? Never seen one in the UK.
Never
ever seen one in the UK. Anyway.
Yes.
Ron Siegel says, hypothetical gents, you can purchase any guitar, money not being an obstacle. What would you buy? That's a good question. That's a good question.
Right now, it would be a vintage 335.
I would buy.
Or a Pensa Sir.
Would you?
Yeah, because I've always wanted that Mark Knopfler guitar.
Well, I'd get one of the new one. I'd get one of the newer Sirs, the standard classic, whatever it's called, which is basically that guitar with the EMGs.
Right. No, a vintage 335. That'll be it. No holds barred. Vintage 335.
I would buy a 57, a 62 Strat. I think I would buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be vintage. It's got to be vintage because it's one of those
time for something made now to become vintage.
Sorry, say that again.
Because you'd be waiting a long time for something made now to become vintage and hence potentially valuable.
Yeah.
Whereas something older, if money is no object.
Well, and then you say, well, actually, I'd probably buy a 52 Les Paul because I like the Les Pauls with the P90s and I haven't got that.
Right. Yeah.
54 Les Paul. There we go.
Right. Again, there's a lot of chat about string gauges and stuff. Actually, I will put this one up because it is slightly different.
Ned Amido says, John Waller, string thickness depends on how hard you're playing. 10 to 46 wouldn't work for me, but they're fine on my Strat and E flat standard. Nice. Gal 7615 at band practice. One volume off on amp equals no sound. Then guitar lead broke equals no sound. Then second guitar lead broke equals no sound. At band practice, volume off on amp equals no sounds. Then guitar lead broke, no sound. Then did all this happen in one session?
How would you know if the guitar lead broke if there was no sound because the volume was all the way down?
That's like the classic. Yeah, the classic.
Hang on. But we go on.
Okay. Then battery and drive pedal failed, no sound. Then connected to power supply, and the lead wouldn't reach the wall socket. No sound. So I had a bad week like Paul. So I went home. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like negativity. Negativity breeds negativity.
So and also, sometimes, have you ever been on a gig and you've made a mistake and you go, I'm going to work hard to make up for that mistake, and the harder you try, the more mistakes you make.
No, I'm pretty good at that because I would realize at the gig, okay, maybe I'm not on my A game at this gig. So I'm not going to try and push myself too far because I know that I'm going to disappoint myself even more. So
yeah, I try and make up for it and nail and double down. And all that I ended up doing when I start thinking about it is making more mistakes because I'm thinking about it.
Nah, not good.
Very dangerous. We'll learn one day.
Aristotle says, I use 1152 in normal tuning, and with one band, I had to try drop D tuning, and of course, you get used to anything. I just could not play them even with 1358, like a rubber band. Awful. Interesting. Interesting. Z Peep says, hey guys, what are your plans for episode 100? Some humor in music, perhaps?
Right. So this is the plan so far. Because of what we want to do, we want to run longer. We're going to do a 12. We think we're going to do a 12-hour show. We're going to do 10 a.m. UK time to 10 p.m. UK time.
Yep.
So we're going to go for 12 hours. However, because of prior commitments and families and stuff, we have to do this on Thursday next week. So the show next week, set your diaries, set your calendars or whatever. The show next week will be going out on Thursday, the 5th of May. I would have loved to have done it on the 4th and said, May the 4th be with you all the way through the show. But
God, you would love that. You would really love
that. We already have some really cool ideas. We've got some stuff on its way to us. We'll be able to do slightly longer form things. And what's going to be interesting is I'm going to be in the studio with Paul. We're going to do it in the same room at the same time because, quite frankly, chatting to each other for 12 hours over the internet is just going to drive us both insane, I think. Whereas being in the same room and being able to do kind of video type stuff with some audio, and we'll do some mixing type stuff, we'll do some guitar tone stuff, we'll do some playing together and some soloing stuff. We've got a whole load of good ideas, hopefully good ideas, that we'll refine this week.
Well, there's going to be some good ideas and there's going to be some crappy things. Obviously, it's not all going to be great.
Well, it's hopefully all killer and no filler, but there's going to be some filler somewhere.
Hopefully, yeah.
But yes, we do have some plans, but it will be next Thursday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We will put out a video and announcements on the socials and all that to let everybody know. But yeah, it'll be next Thursday.
Yeah.
Episode 100, and we'll get the beers in as well.
Yeah. So are you staying then? What are you doing?
No, I can't. I'll get some Beck's Blues or something.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, fine. So
I'll
be getting slowly inebriated, and you can.
I think starting at 10 could be a bit early.
Oh no, I can't do that anymore.
Not anymore.
Scooby Step says I regularly use 8s and 9s, 9.5 to 44 on my E flat. I will try 10 to 46 first. And if it sounds flubby, I will go to 11. Thanks for your answers. Anytime. Oh, if you regularly use 8s. Oh, yeah. Hey, I tell you what, if you use 8s,
10s,
you'll be fine with 10s.
Yes, yeah. This
Yin Yang Guitars, holla from Guatemala.
Wow.
Yin Yang Guitars, is that are you a manufacturer? I'd like to know. Should I have a quick look? Hold on. Yin Yang guitar.
Everything in balance, mate. That's what it is.
How do you spell Guatemala? Give me
Guat EMALA.
Look, Yin Yang Guitar. Is there? No, I can't see anything.
No.
Oh. Well, yeah, let us know what you do, Yin Yang.
Yeah. Amazing.
I'd like to see that. Yeah, you're welcome. Larry North says re 8s and speed. Paul Gilbert. That's so true, actually. Paul Gilbert isn't slowed by those strings. Paul Gilbert's got really light touch, though. He's fantastic. What an amazing player, but got such a light touch. Greetings, guys, from Marky FX. Greetings, Mark.
All right.
Avjit Maycap says, have you seen the Ibanez G? I love Ibanez's model numbers.
Really catchy. They roll off the tongue, don't they?
They always say the GR 131 EX BKF. So right, so I'm gonna try and decipher this.
Got the con.
BKF black faded. I'm guessing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Copy and paste. No, you can't. Can you?
No. You can't, can you? You can't do that, can we? Why can we not do that? Hold on.
Because we can't. We're not that clever.
Oh, okay. You're gonna have to read it out to me. Okay.
All right,
Ibanez gone.
GR.
Oh, jeez, terrible, isn't it? Yeah, go on.
131.
131.
Space EX.
Yeah.
Space BKF. 2021.
Look. Well, I'm right with the BK being black.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. It's like the old Ibanez 550s. Shall I just
please do share the love.
Share screen. Share.
Oh, it's very typically Ibanez-y.
Yeah. So it's like the old Ibanez RG 550s.
Yeah.
550s.
Is it hardtail? Isn't it?
Yeah. But it's got a hardtail instead of a Floyd Rose. Yeah,
I
I mean,
that.
yeah, not my thing. I can see. Yeah, James would love that. Look at it in its full. Oh, reverse headstock.
I like that.
I do quite like that. One of my first decent guitars was an Ibanez 550, which was exactly that shape.
Lovely.
Um,
Reminds me, other than the reverse headstock, reminds me of the Frank Gambale guitar, but that would be bright yellow.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Different shape as well.
Yeah, slightly, but still great guitars.
Yeah. I'm coming out.
Okay, hold on a second. There we go.
Oh no.
Boom. Right.
Jeff Rock says, even gents had the attic boarded out today. Nice. 2/3 full of guitar and amp boxes. Oops. Left a little square for the Christmas decks.
Yeah, mine is very similar.
Yeah, I've got
microphones at the moment because I've got a proper walk-in loft. I've got a staircase that's my loft.
Oh, nice.
It is very full at the moment while I'm, working my way to the studio.
And I need to board mine up. I went up and I went into the loft a couple of months ago actually, and one of my Fender custom shop cases, the old tweed case, is going a bit green, shall we say?
Ooh.
Yes, it's growing mold. Which I know. But every time I walk past it in the loft, I have to go and get a box or something. I've got to deal with that. I've got to deal with that. I've got to deal with that. I'll do that next time. I'll do that.
Next time.
But yeah. Anyway, Carl Thompson says, "Hi guys, what would you buy for playing guitar in bedroom and at bedroom levels?" I'm guessing digital is the answer, but would mid-range price device? Sorry, what? I guess he's saying, what mid-range price device would you go? Would you go
3, 2, 1, Boss Katana.
Go for Katana, yeah. Because you can play at any level, and it doesn't sound. It doesn't really sound any different, and it sounds great, and you'd be pretty surprised by that. If you don't want to pay, if you don't want to play with any sort of volume, go and get a set of the Boss Air headphones. They're really good.
Yeah.
But if you get a Katana, you can definitely play at bedroom levels, and you can also take it out to a gig if you need to. Yeah.
Here we go. Michael hits where it hurts.
Hello from San Francisco. What do you think of Avid's new Pro Tools updates? You want to talk about that?
Well,
I don't know.
The updates are one thing.
Yeah.
The lack of M1 support is a big deal.
What? Still, they haven't done M1. Wow.
The lack of M1 support is a stunner, and the fact that now no more perpetual licenses, it's only on subscription.
Wow.
That is going to, well, it's not going to hurt them because, quite frankly, they're not. I don't think they're doing 3 levels. They're doing artist, studio, and flexible, which is basically ultimate. But if you use HDX or HD, you need to have the full $99 a month.
Honestly, I best day of my life when I sold my HDX rig.
I am sorely close to pulling that thing out.
You've been saying this for years. You've been saying this for years, mate.
I know.
I know Michael's name from somewhere. Where do I know Michael's name from?
Michael, we've been drinking at NAM many times. Michael's a buddy of mine from years ago.
Maybe that's
yes. I think we drank PMC Scotch.
A PMC. Ah, yes. Scotchgate, where you didn't pour my scotch.
Oh, how much trouble did I get in for that?
Do you know what? So anyway,
and yet we're still talking to each other. It's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I to be honest, I've only actually done the software update today for both my machines because I've been busy on projects. It seems more stable, if I'm honest. It seems pretty good.
I take it you're not paying. You get it as a.
I've managed to blag another year. Yes.
Great. Nice.
I worked it out at $99 a month. If I work 4 weeks a month, 20 days a month, it's 20 quid a week to run Pro Tools.
Right. It's not the end. It's still Still a
It's
lot of
not
money.
the end of the world when you break it down like that, because if you put it across, it's £2. It's a fiver a day.
I know, mate, but with your, the amount you spend on OnlyFans and all that, or maybe you're earning from OnlyFans. I don't know.
I think that's a lot. I think 99 quid. If they said, the enterprise level is HDX2 or more, then that kind of makes sense, because not many people in my size studio have more than one HDX. They just don't. But a lot of people out there do have one. I think to put Abbey Road and me in the same financial pot, I think it's a bit harsh.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
I get it. Everyone's going over to, whether you like it or not, Adobe led the way, and everyone is going over to subscription models. Now, do I balk at having to fork out 40 quid a month for the full Premiere and Photoshop bundles? No, because I've done it for the last 5 years probably, and that's just one of the things I have to do to keep working. But I think all of a sudden, doubling that to run my choice of audio software might make me double my efforts to learn Studio One a bit quicker.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. I agree. No, personally, I'd just do Apollo, but
Anyway, kind of can't.
yeah, I know. Okay, let's move on.
Move on. Oh, sorry, wrong way.
Faraday says, Scooby Stab, I use only ball 10-48 in D standard on a 25.5 inch scale and it works fine. Mike says, would be nice if the Avid control that works. Yeah,
it would, and it doesn't for me, because it doesn't seem to work. It's never played nicely on PC.
No to master build yet, mate. That's not going to be around forever. That I tell you what, because I'm selling a guitar, and if I sell it, I'm interested. I'm so impressed with my master build.
Which one are you selling?
The 335.
I'm not surprised.
Go on, why?
You haven't played it for weeks.
Exactly. It's an amazing guitar that just doesn't get played, and what's the point? What's the point? I don't mind with the Gretsch, because the Gretsch does come out and it gets used for certain things.
And it's a not multiple £1,000 guitar, is it, that Gretsch? It's a great guitar.
Oh no, mate, that's expensive. That's a $3,000, yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
But I think the Gretsch has something different to offer, whereas a 335 and a Les Paul, it is different, but you've got to know.
Well, the thing is, for the sort of stuff that I do in the studio, I'm going to be picking up, if I need that sort of humbucker sound, I'm going to be picking up the Les Paul. I'm not going to pick up the 335.
No.
So yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. And so I'm going to need a little bit extra.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, but I might have to sell my McSoapy over there. My Pyrrhus.
Oh, really?
Well, again, it's brilliant.
You haven't used it.
I don't use it as much as my other guitars.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I do that, I might get another master built, because I've been so impressed with that master built.
What master build would you get? Master built telly?
I don't know, actually. I'm going through a bit of a. I can't find tellies better than the two tellies that I've got. I've never played a telly better than those tellies. So I don't think, even when we tried master build tellies, I don't think that to me isn't. I haven't gone, oh, that's so much better than my telly, because they're not.
Yeah.
On the ones that I've tried.
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, the Strats are different, because I quite fancy like a 50s Strat with a big neck and maple fingerboard, but which is not the one that Mike's after. But anyway.
Anywho,
speaking of ringy sounding guitar, Nedamido says, last year I've been using 1.14 Gator picks. Went back to my old 0.71 and was blown away by how punchy the attack and clear of the guitar sounds. Interesting. Yeah, very much so. I find that I only use one pick now. I've shown my skull before. This is my skull full of picks.
Skull of picks.
And in his eyes,
I
use these alas, poor Yorick I use these Dunlop flow plectrums.
Mm-hmm.
Best selling, best selling. If you want like plastic plectrums.
Yep. I have been using a good old Gibson medium
Right.
for about forever.
Really?
Yeah.
The only things I don't like about that, and this is the reason why I like Highland Plectrum Company so much.
Yeah.
Is for me, a plectrum's got to have a sharp point on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like those rounded. To me, you haven't got the attack.
To be fair, these weren't rounded. They've just been around a while.
Well, that's it. Like as soon as these Dunlop flows go a bit rounded, like that one there.
Yeah.
Can you see that? I can't.
Yeah, can slightly. Yeah.
A little bit rounded. So that's dead to me now.
Interesting.
Dead to me. Well, that one there. Yeah, that's a brand new one.
Wow.
It's got a point on it. Yeah, they've got to have a point because I like the sharp attack.
Interesting. I think I quite like a rounder sound because I think I'm a bit more. I'm not quite as accurate as you are.
Well, that's interesting about the rounder sound. I think for certain things that does what I like. Yeah, no. I hear what you're saying. Noddy Rail Tune. Noddy Rail Tune.
Noddy Rail Tune.
No, tune. Aspiring to play.
You can't do accents, can you? Neither can I, but you really can't.
Terrible, isn't it? Tune. Doing the tune. No, terrible. Aspiring to play more like my favourite guitarist, Josh Smith. Josh Smith's so good. And now using 13s in standard. You have to really mean it, yeah. Apparently, Josh Smith's guitars are impossible to play, and they sound really dull because, which just sort of states to the fact that tone is in the fingers. Because when Josh Smith plays, it is just an amazing sound.
The only time I've played 13s is when I put flat wounds on my Epiphone. To get that proper jazzy kind of in there is no attack in jazz guitar. It's all about wound back tones.
Roll it off, yeah.
Great.
Josh Smith just plays. It's ridiculous, like how, like he looks like it's effortless to him, and that to anybody else playing that guitar would just be. This is one of the reasons why his guitar, and I want to talk about this a little bit as well, about a guitar that I want to talk about signature series guitars. So Josh Smith recently brought out Ibanez brought out the Josh Smith, which comes standard with 13s, and it's basically his guitar. That guitar is not going to sell. No, because people will pick it up and go, this doesn't sound like Josh Smith's guitar. Yeah, it's so much these. Exactly. And it's such he's got such a, it's like Gary Moore. If you had Gary Moore's guitar tech set up your guitar like the way that Gary Moore played it, you go, I can't play this. Similar thing about the Silver Sky, which I want to talk about in a minute. Okay. But yeah, Scooby Step says, thanks, Fred. I recently went to the website and saw all of these new gauges they put out. Sounds good. I'll check it out. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk about strings so much. I appreciate you discussing it. No problem.
It's interesting. It's relevant.
John Wallace says, great question, Paul. My headless is pretty resonant.
Resonant, I think that probably should. Yeah.
God, yeah, I couldn't picture. I looked at that spelling and I couldn't picture what the word was. And the good thing about key, and that's a good thing about Kiesel. Yeah, I know loads of people really like those Kiesels. I'd like to see what Safey's got to say about his one as well, actually. That's a great name here, didn't we?
What a great name.
Nose Hair Trimming for Dummies says, who was more important for the electric guitar, Jimi Hendrix, Eddie Van Halen, or Kurt Cobain?
3, 2, 1, Jimi Hendrix.
Because I don't think that there wouldn't have been an Eddie Van Halen without, or Eddie Van Halen would have been very different without previously listening to Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah,
and Kurt Cobain, not a guitar player in my point of view.
Songwriter, and
yeah, great
song, not necessarily a first call guitar player.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, for me, it's like
Kurt was the right guitarist for that band.
Without a doubt, no, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it's like there's so many guitar players like that, and there's so many singers like that, and musicians. But interestingly, if you say who is more important for electric guitar, I mean, Kurt Cobain has inspired a lot of music and a lot of and a lot of people to pick up a guitar. So
I would still say Jimi Hendrix has it on the, purely because he was around long before. I would say Hendrix has inspired more people to play guitar than Kurt Cobain. I would put that in as a.
I'm not sure, actually. That's a really good question.
Because I think people who are into Nirvana also know who Jimi Hendrix was and would have gone, Jimmy, man, would have been into Hendrix, I think.
Okay.
I was. I love Nirvana, but I also loved Hendrix, and yeah. I think I would say Hendrix.
I'd say Hendrix as well. Yeah, all great though. All great in their own way. John Wallace says, Nedamido, you're right. It does depend on how hard you play.
Mm-hmm.
Scooby Stat, that sounds great for the 100th episode. Looking forward to it. Nice.
It's going to be epic. I mean, we're going to abuse Paul's what's it called? Just Eat account. Get it delivered to the shed.
I'm not sure we've got Just Eat in the sticks where I live.
We've got Just Eat and Domino's and stuff and all those sort of things.
Yeah, so I live in the biggest village, the largest village in England.
That's bigger than my town.
It's bigger than James's town, and we haven't got Just Eat. Yeah, I need to sort that out, and I might need to have a think about food and how we're going to do that. That's interesting. You can get curry delivered, I guess.
Definitely.
You like a Tone Talk Tequila epic? Oh yes.
That would be hilarious. The closest we ever did to a live Q&A live getting drunk was in Bournemouth last year. That was funny.
I was pretty drunk. But
we'll get to do that again as well this year.
Was that last year?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah.
Nice. Pato Janiki says, evening question to James. In the previous stream, I commented about winning PRS in a giveaway comp. Paul was a bit anti. Why was I anti?
Don't know.
I don't remember being anti. I think about those giveaway comps. I just think that my default would be to think that they're a bit of a rip-off, but they're obviously not, because you won that. But James said he did a few previously. Are you able to share which ones, James?
Yes, I totally can. So this one with me on my.
Is he asking what guitars, or is he asking what competitions you did?
This was the guitar that I won at the London Music Show, probably 27 years ago now.
27 years ago, wow.
My favourite axe, my Eggle. I also won I was on my way to a gig. I was driving the van on the way to a gig, and the phone rang, and a guy said, "Oh, it's so and so from Mapex Drums," and I was like, "What?" He said, "You've won one of our kits." And basically, the kits they had on the booth, they were giving away, and I won one.
Oh, nice!
And sold it, because it wasn't it was a student kit. It wasn't a high end one, so I flogged it to one of my students.
Nice
winner. So yeah, I've been quite lucky at giveaways and things.
Nice. Joe says, nice little entry model for sure. I'm guessing that was the Ibanez.
The Ibanez, yeah.
Any new pedals for you guys on the horizon? Yes, there is actually.
Yes. Should we talk about that now a little bit?
Yeah, shall I just because I do want to comment on this.
Right. I got this down.
Yeah. You do that. So there was some things. So I did a video on this on Friday. Was it? Really worth checking out. So it's by the Great Eastern Effects Company, which is a pedal builder in Cambridge in the UK.
Very nice. Very nice.
Little pedal, because it doesn't do. I mean, loads of pedals tend to sound the same or similar. This doesn't do that, and it doesn't go that gainy, but you can do loads with it. And I was really impressed with that. Really impressed with the build quality of it and the design, everything. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And long may they continue building fantastic pedals.
And our local pedal builder.
Sorry, and there's something else, but you talk about that first, then I've got.
Our local pedal builder's been busy. My latest creation.
Hey, do you know what that looks like? It looks like a who's the weird guy that wears the leather shorts in the
yes, Dave
Hill. Dave Hill.
It does,
right?
doesn't it?
It looks like one of his creations.
Yes.
So, because of the green knobs.
Yes.
Okay, so it's an eagle claw.
This is an eagle claw. This is basically the best bits of a TS9, a tube screamer,
right,
and a governor.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a cross between a governor and a TS9.
And what's it modelled after?
I don't think it is. I think it's
are you sure? And are you sure? Because he normally does. Let me have
a quick look, because I wouldn't want to be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. I wouldn't want to be wrong. That's the wrong thing. Sorry, I've got it here somewhere. Oh, I was looking at other ones. Hang on a second.
Okay.
It's the, what is that? It's called again? Eagle Claw. Eagle Claw. Eagle Claw Overdrive.
It normally says something.
Pardon? No, it is a Talon, inspired by a Talons.
Talons? Don't know Talons. Interesting.
So basically, you've got a 3-band EQ,
yeah,
volume, presence, and gain, and it's another flavor of overdrive stroke distortion. I really like it. You can wind it in quite close to a governor.
Yeah.
But you can also get quite tube screamery out of it, which is kind of why I went with the green knobs, and I thought that was kind of cool and relevant. And
yeah, nice. I was going to say about, because I was editing the videos on your other pedals, and even though I love those knobs on that pedal,
yeah,
you can't see where they're set.
No, but they haven't got a mark on them.
Yeah. So you need to put a little Tipex dot on it. Or
yes, yeah. These are great, because obviously you've got try and get 6 pots in a quite small space. So I went for the ones they recommended, but because they're plastic, I've over tightened the pots a little bit and they've cracked.
Ah, that's a shame.
But not in a big way, but they've all gone slightly stressy. They've got that they've got white round the thing.
Oh, I'll just stick a bit of super glue over there.
Yeah, you never notice it once.
Okay, great.
But,
did I try that one before?
I think you've shown us it, but yeah, I mean, I can't wait to try that out loud.
So I've done a video on this, and I've done a video in the studio with it, sort of putting it as an insert. But I can't release it because apparently there's really low stock in the UK. Actually, I think in the world there's low stock, so there's no point in releasing the video until the stock comes in.
Of course.
So I've got to hold off and for that for a couple of weeks. And luckily it's been great. The last couple of weeks I've had some pedal companies get in contact, and Jam Pedals have been in contact. And so there's a pedal on the way from Jam Pedals for me to do a review of, which is quite exciting, because I've always really liked Jam Pedals, because they're one of those, well, they're probably like the boutique pedal company, I think, at the moment. And I love the artwork on it. It's brilliant.
You'd have to use a Michael Jackson underscore for that track, wouldn't you?
Is it as in
Jam?
Jesus. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for him.
Don't be sorry for me.
Okay. Next one.
Yeah.
ZPEP says, "Are you football fans? What is your team?" Not at all, I'm afraid.
I think if I had to say it, if I had to have a team, I would support my home team, and that's Ipswich. But I'm not really a football fan.
Yeah.
Not much of a sport fan, really. They're not much of a sport that anybody else is into. I love F1 and I love cricket. So, anywho,
Pet says, in a recent UAD tutorial on aux effects, it was advised to set the reverb effect to 100% wet. Why is this the case? You set the reverb effect to 100% wet because you then set the amount from your auxiliary. So you send from that particular channel. So the reverb's always on 100%. You do not want any clean signal coming through at the same time, because that would be called parallel. So you turn up your, so imagine your reverb's 100%. Then you can turn up your send, which then you send up a percentage of that particular channel to that reverb.
Yeah. The only time you really use the wet dry blend is if you're using it on an insert on a track rather than as an auxiliary effect.
Exactly.
That's what that's for.
Exactly. Nidamido says, Pet Moxie, it's about mixing. You can send. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, it's all good.
Yeah, they're on it. They're on it.
Okay, great.
They're doing the job for us.
Lovely. We should just sit down and just let everyone else talk now. Managed to bag a pair of Wazza Air headphones, open box. So managed to get them for £100. Oh, less than retail. Okay.
Yes.
Downloaded the TSR presets, ready for their arrival. Oh, nice one.
Very nice.
Enjoy them, Shet. They're really good. They're really good. The Tony Manuel signature by Mayton comes shipped with 12s as standard. Would you advise a trip to a luthier and a potential lower gauge setup, or is this over the top? Tommy Emmanuel, I'm guessing, is going to be an acoustic.
Yes, I would have thought.
Mayton T Emmanuel. Let's have a look. MATON TEM Emmanuel. Yeah, so it's an acoustic. Okay.
12 should be totally playable.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You don't need you. I mean, on an acoustic, you can do, yeah, if you want to. Yeah. Should have a look. Can you share?
Yep, done it. Nice.
What guitar player though? Yeah. So, yeah, 12. I mean, I tend to. I'm a bit of a wuss on acoustics. There we go. I tend to like 11s on acoustics. In case I do want to bend. But 12 on acoustic is pretty standard, to be honest. Even 13s, like loads of acoustics come with 13s.
Yeah.
Keith is in the house. Hey, gents. Hey, Keith. How you doing? Keith, we need to get in contact so we can organise our monthly session. David Brose, hello, mates. I was just finishing up the Jimmy Savile special. I've been watching that on Netflix. Did either of your sisters ever run into Jimmy? Sisters?
I haven't got any sisters.
I don't know where this is going. It's almost like asking an American if any of their sisters ran into Ted Bundy or something.
Or Donald Trump.
Well, yeah, Ted Bundy. I think Ted Bundy's more Jimmy. Well, actually, Ted Bundy's probably worse than Jimmy Savile. But
yeah,
let's not get into this.
Yeah.
No, haven't got a sister. Although I did have a school friend that went on Jim Will Fix It.
Really? So there used to be a obviously knowing what I know about the building trade at the moment, there used to be a company in London called Jim Will Mix It, who were concrete suppliers. They had to change their name pretty quick.
It's awkward, isn't it? It's awkward. Yeah, he was a dark man. What a strange guy.
Moving on.
God, could have a whole show about that, couldn't you?
Yes.
Stephen James, hey guys, are you out gigging again? Should some video of your live performances. I'd really like to. I was going to be gigging on Classic Lichfield, if he's watching. Yeah. Classic Lichfield. Phones in, get a message sent on Monday, possibly Tuesday, Monday, saying, sorry I haven't done this sooner, but set list for the gig for Friday's coming soon. I'm going, Friday gig? What? Nothing. Classic Lichfield has booked a gig, thought he'd talk to me about it and hasn't.
Not booked a band.
and not booked a band. So anyway, I couldn't do it. I was going to be gigging on Friday. A bit gutted that I can't because I'm going down to see my mum and dad.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, would have been nice to do a gig actually.
Yeah, I'm up for doing them again. It's just that I haven't been asked for quite a long time because all the regular people are all of a sudden going, yeah, I'll do every single gig I can. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
We at some point we will put the Studio Rats Live project out. We will.
Talking about it for years.
Yeah, and we'll probably be talking about it for the next few years as well. When I've got somewhere for us to rehearse, we'll do it.
Keith says, if you have time to catch Corey Wong's podcast interview with Joe Bonamassa, his interesting perspective in the industry and his gear collection. Have I heard that one? I really like the Corey Wong podcast actually, called Wong Notes. It's really, really, really good. I thought, do you know what? I really enjoyed the Steve Vai one.
Yeah.
And Steve Vai said something which really stuck with me, actually, because we've all been through it.
Yeah.
And Steve Vai said, because you wouldn't expect this from Steve Vai.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was something. I'm going to completely paraphrase, but it was something like, he goes through stages of being completely uncreative, and it almost feels like that you're, that's it. You can never play again, and you can't do anything, and you're, and then he said you got to think of it as in your body or your mind is getting ready, is resting ready or preparing for the next thing,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was really good, because I'm going real when I go into those sort of situations where I lose creativity stuff. I really sort of I just like go in a dark place and just go, oh, this is awful, and actually, what you need to do is step away from it and just.
I have to change that at that point. And one of the things at this careers fair that I said, one of my favourite things is some days I don't know what I'm going to do. Some days I'll prep the night before and be ready to go and hit the ground running. Some days I go in and go, do you know what? Today I don't know what I'm going to do. And some days, if I don't feel like it, I'll go for a walk. I'll go and get coffee. And I think put some plans together out of the building.
Yeah, nice. I heard the one with the John Mayer one's really good. The Corey Wong did with John Mayer. The only thing about Corey Wong at the moment is I do find that he's
everywhere.
He's a bit everywhere at the moment. And it's almost like no. Let's just leave it like that.
He's the face of the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's brilliant. He's a great, really great at what he does. Really, really
super tight. Yeah, absolutely.
Super tight. John Wallace says, I agree. I love Nirvana. I went to Hendrix. Yin Yang Guitars. I'm a local custom builder, but in the USA.
Mm.
Oh, I'm here in Guatemala on vacation. Oh, nice.
Very nice.
If you ever need anyone to do a little review of your guitars, mate, please send one over. We'd love to do a review of that. Michael Hurwitz. James, any update on your studio build?
Okay, so the latest update that you would probably won't have heard, Michael, is that finally I got planning permission, which is great. I'm currently prepping the area where the studio is going to be, as in hence the skip full of earth and stuff, nasties that we're going to get rid of. We are currently in the sort of final processes-ish of confirming the build, the construction and all that sort of stuff, whether it's going to be timber frame, whether it's going to be block built. And that comes down to one thing, unfortunately: money, which I can afford. Then I'm hoping to be underway in the next 4 or 5 weeks. Get the ground dug and get a base down and get on with it.
Nice.
My intention is to be, even if the internals are not finished, to have the outside done by the time the summer holidays kick in, because that way at least it doesn't destroy the garden, take the garden out of the loop for the kids.
Yeah, good.
I'd like to be well on the way to being done and in by the summer holidays.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
which is 12 weeks. It's possible. It's possible.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, next. Jeff Rock says, last summer I got 3 poor quality Fender Pro 2s, which all went back. I waited a while, then got a custom shop telly. It's awesome. But I've been thinking, shouldn't a £1,600 guitar be awesome too? Yes,
it should. It should be amazing.
It should. I'm trying to think of what to say on that. Yes, it should be.
Shops, I'm hoping you got these through retailers, through shops. Did they also agree that they weren't up to par? Because that's what I'd actually be interested in. Whether Fender's dealers know that Fender have been putting out some right dogs. That would be interesting.
That's the thing. If I was going to go and buy, like I've done, actually, I'm trying to think. So I would not go and buy a Fender guitar without trying it out for a Fender standard Mexican, USA, whatever, without trying it out first.
Definitely not.
You can, if you go and buy a custom shop, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But then you've got to pay for that, and you shouldn't have to pay for that. £600 is is enough money to pound a guitar. If you want a really good guitar, if you want a great telly for under that sort of money, go and get the Reverend Greg Koch, which I think is an amazing guitar for the money.
What was I going to say? When I bought my Fender Jazz bass, which is a Mexican, I tried probably 10 other basses, all of which were more expensive, up to about $2,000-3,000, and by far that was the better guitar than all of them. It was the most even, it was the easiest to play, it was the most natural feeling. Sometimes it's like some of the old Japanese Squires. Some of them feel amazing. They're amazing guitars.
Yeah.
And so that Fender bass, I think Rex was with me when I bought it, and we just said this is by far the best sounding guitar. And it was like, I think it was under $1,000.
Nice.
When it was $2 to the pound as well.
Nice.
Back in the day.
Oh, nice. Speaking of guitar giveaways, I entered a Joe Bonamassa Epiphone Les Paul signature over a year ago. Got flooded with emails. No results from the giveaway. Classic. I think that's what I worry about. That's what. And I've never won anything in my life. That's why I'm always just a little bit. I'm never gonna.
One of the things I was always very proud of with my time with Production Expert is that every time there was a giveaway, the prizes were always announced. The prizes were always transferred, whether it was a 50 quid plug-in or a £10,000 set of speakers. The prizes were always transferred, and we were really transparent about that. It's naughty. It's naughty if you don't let people know. If there's not articles on your site, or at least a newsletter or something on Facebook to say that the stuff's been transferred, it's naughty. We would, hand on heart, I can say we would never do that.
Yep. Joe, is it Storp? How would you pronounce Joe's surname?
Stop. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Spectacular. Cheers, Joe. Yeah, great little pedal. That really good pedal. Really like that thing. Renee Pedersen says, evening, it's crazy times now. Had to sell my Line 6 Helix and Power Cab. Got good value, almost the same. I paid for it when I bought it. Nice. Sad, but too much gear just takes up too much room. It's so true.
What are you trying to say?
It does. I mean, I've had to have a cull recently, and there's more stuff that I've got to get rid of. That
I've got a pile of stuff back here and some stuff in racks that needs to go as well.
Connection to music in Ipswich? Question mark. The scene where Derek Smalls fails the metal detector test at the airport in Spinal Tap. He's wearing an Ipswich football jersey.
He certainly is. It's amazing. There's a few humorous Ipswichisms that appear in the world. The fact that in the film Escape to Victory, two of the players were currently on the Ipswich first team in that film. There's a few strange ones. Should we move on to new gear and stuff? Because
I was going to say that. I was going to say that because I still want to do I still want to talk about stuff that I've done this week. Can I just quickly talk about stuff that I've done this week?
Please do. Please.
Because something turned up today. New gear turned up today.
Yeah, I've got some as well. Oh, what's that?
So, right.
We're truss rod adjusters.
No. They're shims. They're shims. Right. So this is what we were talking about guitar signature guitar.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
We know which one he's getting, boys and girls.
Again, so really, I love this guitar, and it's quite diversive. I think some people don't like the Silver Sky. I think it's a brilliant guitar. Really, really, really well built. Sounds fantastic. All that sort of stuff. When you get it from the factory, this is the same as sort of the Josh Smith thing. The way that John Mayer, and this is what happens with a lot of signature guitars, it's set up like the artist would have it.
Yeah.
So when you buy this, it's set up exactly how John Mayer has his guitar set up. So the tremolo is locked back.
Right.
It's locked back. I mean, I had to, when I first received it, I had to give it, I had to do like a setup on it myself, because I didn't like the way that it played initially. And it's easy to do, and it's just a standard thing that everyone has to do when they get a guitar, set it up the way that they like it. And personally, I like the tremolo to float a little bit. I only like a semitone rise on it. So if I've got so it rises by a semitone, and that's it for me. Quite happy with that. But when you raise the tremolo, you have to put a shim under the neck. It's a standard thing, and it just leaves me a little bit perplexed, because you buy a guitar, and probably the majority of people that would buy a Silver Sky
do that.
I would have thought they'd want a floating tremolo. The majority of people that buy PRSs want a floating tremolo. So oh, there you go, bless you. So I had to go and buy some shims from Amazon, and they were like £4 or something. Set shims, and now it's set up exactly how I've wanted it for ages. With the action a bit lower and not buzzing on the neck, and it's brilliant.
Do the shims not affect the contact between the neck and the body, though?
In effect, yes. I guess they would, but
we're talking a gnat's chuff's worth of difference.
I haven't noticed. I mean, I did it today. I did it, a few hours ago, but it's not as though it feels any different, or the resonance has changed for me. It's a really resonant guitar, really good.
I had a delivery today as well.
Oh, go on.
So I think we talked about this last week briefly.
Yeah.
And I've plugged it in and switched it on, and it is damn heavy.
Ooh.
But I have got myself.
Look at them.
I haven't bought this. This will be up for demo for Studio Spares. But
Are
this
you going to buy it?
New SSL The Bus Plus.
Are you going to buy it?
I'm very tempted. I've got a bus compressor in the desk, and I haven't got any other kind of stereo bus compressors. Oh my God, this thing's good. I would rate this as highly as I rate something like the Obsidian, the Dramatic Audio Obsidian. That's an amazing compressor. This thing, you cannot make it sound worse. You cannot make it sound bad. It's only, well, I've heard some of your mixes. It's awesome. It's bloody heavy, and it's there's loads in there, loads going on. Really, really cool unit. Really like it.
Excellent.
Yes, I'll have to turn it off because it's getting quite warm. Oh, I'm very. No, I'm looking forward to that, and I might even bring that over next week. We have a play.
Nice one. Hold on, I'm just looking for something just quickly that we can talk about in the.
And I also received notification from FedEx this week that the Kinman pickups are on their way to us. So
fantastic.
That'll be fun. And before we go any further, we should.
Ned and Meadow. Thank you, mate. Thank you for your lovely evening, everyone. Great community. Good night. Oh, good night, mate. Thank you so much for your generous gift to keep us in our Pops.
They're not like Cocoa Pops. They're actually a bit different.
WK Blue, I think, next week.
Oh God. Ugh.
Okay. You ready?
I am.
Okay. Yeah, you can see me.
Okay.
You can see what I've been looking up. All dog stuff. So James Hetfield has finally got his own guitar strings. I don't even know why I'm even bothering talking about this. I'm even bored. You know what? I'm bored. That's it. I'm done. Right.
Okay. That was a bit brief.
Sorry. Yeah, it was a bit. I didn't know. There's only so much you can talk about with about guitar strings, isn't there?
Yes.
James Hetfield's got a new. Whatever. So Ernie Ball Music Man expands its line of Joe Dart signature basses. Now, Joe, have you heard much about Joe Dart, James?
No.
Oh, you've got to listen to Joe Dart play bass. Unbelievable.
Who does he play bass with, or is he just a solo artist?
Wolfpack and
it's the Wolfpack. Okay, yes, all of a sudden, yes, I know he's off the chart, amazing.
Oh, he's so good. He's got so much groove, and he's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a. I like it. It's a bit of a strange one.
I think it's built for comfort, not for speed. It's there's not. I wouldn't say it fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down, but it wouldn't be much of a. It's not much of a looker, is it? It's not much going on.
Yeah, it's not much of a looker. I do like the knobs though. Have you seen?
I love those pickups as well. They look amazing.
Can you see the knobs? The knobs, I really like them.
It could have done with a pick guard almost to make it.
There's something funny about it. There's something funny about it, isn't there?
I don't dislike it.
No, I like it. I like it. I really like the big old knobs on it. Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. James, give us a little sing song, will you?
It's time for another Harley Benson moment of the week.
So, Harley Benton launches telly-inspired rocker ukulele and sub 200 solid body uke bass. How good does that uke bass look?
It looks amazing, doesn't it?
How good does that look? So like we always talk about this, like, how do they do it?
So we were out on Sunday, took the kids out to the Gardens of Eastern Lodge. If you're ever this way, it's very lovely and a nice day out on a Sunday. And they had the Bishop Stortford Ukulele Society playing in the garden, and it was hilarious. It was so funny because they were obviously not pro by any stretch, and they had a load of ukuleles and a bass player, and the bass player was hilarious because well-known bass lines he wasn't playing right. It was really funny. I just had to he was playing like Crazy Little Thing Called Love, and it was all over the shop, but it was funny because it just worked, and it was like really nice, and everyone was enjoying it. I managed to actually take my muso brain out for the afternoon.
Nice. So there's that. Gary Moore Collection Part 3 auctions off more of the Blues Icons gear.
Oh,
I thought this was quite exciting. So I'll just read a little bit. Blues rock guitar hero Gary Moore left behind an extensive gear haul when he passed in 2011. Much of his equipment has since been auctioned off in 2 previous sales, but now London auction house Bonhams has announced it will be hosting the 3rd sale of Moore's gear. That's quite cool. What is that, Jackson?
Nice. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, nice 1961 SG.
Nice.
JTM 45.
Amazing.
I mean, it's gonna be that'd be quite exciting to watch, I think.
Yes.
We will not be able to afford any of that, but
no, sadly not.
Next, Reverend Billy Corgan Z1 or Z1, new chambered model for the heavier tune. He doesn't look very happy about it. I've got to be honest.
He doesn't. It doesn't really float my boat, to be honest. It looks a bit weird. It looks a bit too weird for me.
Yeah.
Saying that previous bass could have done with a pick guard, that could do without it, I think.
Oh, that is a weird pick guard. Do you know, I've only just spotted that. Yeah. That is weird, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, this I've been excited about, and Safety sent me a message about this because I could have missed that this week. So they've been talking about this for ages. So Bigsby and Game Changer Audio.
Right.
I mean, this has been in the making for a good few years.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a digital Bigsby.
A Bigsby pedal.
So it's a Bigsby pedal, and look at the design. The design's brilliant.
That's
everything beautiful. About this is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, you can do all your Bigsby type stuff on it. It's obviously
look at that.
Yeah, but you see that's the bit that doesn't excite me. That's the bit that excites me.
I know, but that looks cool. But that, functionality wise, that looks amazing.
Isn't it brilliant? Yeah. So it's €379. I'm so getting one of these.
That looks amazing.
Even though it's really expensive, I've so got to get one of them because it's so good.
That's a lot of fun.
Sorry?
That's a lot of fun, as long as it comes with a curly red lead as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you seen this?
No.
So Digitech and Dodd have been acquired by Cortec, which is Cort.
Interesting.
Yes. So, you know, we've been talking about this for a few weeks, haven't we? But about other things. But yes. Anyway, Digitech have now been bought because everyone was worried that, you know, it was going to be no more, but it is. I'm not going to talk too much about this, but it looks cool. It's a new Roland Juno X.
Yeah, it's the Juno X. It's the Juno that you can afford and stays in tune, as opposed to the one that you really want and doesn't.
How much is it? It's 1,666.
Yeah, nice. But a real Juno is lots of money.
Junos don't go out of tune. Moogs go out of tune. I'm not sure I've ever seen a Juno go out of tune.
I think there's something about them that's really weird. I can't remember what it is, but okay. Yeah.
Okay, nice one. Vox celebrates Platinum Jubilee with Union Jack Royal Blue Pathfinder 10. What do you think?
Great. Another marketing thing for the Jubilee. Great.
Yeah. It's absolutely. Yeah. I think that's it. Apart from okay, let's go to, I have saved something.
Oh, yeah.
Save something because we can go back. We can go back. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we in questions, James?
Oh, we are. We're just below, so we are here.
Yes. Rennie says it looks like a good market for selling used equipment now.
Good market.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes. It's a good time, I think.
Yeah.
So I should be palming off quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
On eBay.
Right. Next one.
Yeah.
Richard says, "Hi guys, hey Paul, we've still got that Yuri Shizkov master build strap with your name all over it here at Bonner's. Do you know what? I've just looked up. I've just looked it up, Richard. That to me, if you don't mind me saying, and I know you're not, and I know you don't make the decisions of how much things cost. That's too much money for what it is. Should we have a look?
Yeah.
Because I just dug it up because I saw it's lovely. It's really nice. Have you got it up?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yep. Let's go through some of the pictures. It's in very good condition.
It looks in immaculate condition.
Yeah. But to me, see, oh no, where are we? It's there. There it is. We're back. 6.5.
It's a lot of dough.
I think personally, I think that's too much for that. But I bet it's fantastic. If that was, that'd have to be a fair bit cheaper, I think. Because I think, I mean, you know, you could pick up a master build for, I mean, I don't know particularly what that one costs, but I'll be guessing that's probably 7.5 new.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great. I mean, do you know what year it is?
I don't know when you 2005, did it say? It includes guitar by a guy from February 2005.
2004, 2005. So there, I think.
Very strong. It's lovely. I mean, oh, it's £7 2 ounces. Oh, that's nice. It's a nice weight. If that was cheap, I'd be very interested in that. Richard, I would.
A lot of dough though. A lot of dough.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I bought my master built drastically cheaper than that.
Oh, really interesting. Yeah. Right. Some corrections and some apologies need to kick off after this one.
Joe says, "I bet James had a big curly throwback day, 70.
In the 70s. I was born in 77.
You tell people that, James, but it's not true.
I was born in 77. I had my fro came in the late 90s. I'll have you know, when I had long hair.
I would have loved a fro. Jeff Fenn says, "Hi guys." Hi Jeff.
Hi Jeff.
Mr. Bean's nemesis. Evening lads. Are NS10s the best monitors for home studios? Definitely not.
No.
Most definitely not.
Because they're just not.
No, definitely not.
get yourself a pair of. It depends on the style of music you're working, because I would say KRKs if you're doing rock and roll, but if you're doing dance music, we want something heavy.
The KRKs are quite bottom heavy, though, aren't they?
Yeah, true. If you're in the budget for a pair of NS10s these days, you've probably got about £1,000 on the go, so you probably get something quite good.
There's so much better speakers than NS10. Yeah, so and oh man, we've all had a pair.
I never have. I've never owned a pair of NS10s.
Oh god, I remember.
I've mixed on plenty.
Oh god, I hate NS10s.
The only thing about NS10s is they make you work really hard.
I think they make you work hard when you don't need to.
Exactly, they make you work hard, and you take yourself out of the car, and you go, "Wow, actually, I'm quite good at this."
For £1,000, what can you get like focal wise? And
I get a great pair of focals for that easy. Yeah, you get some. Yeah, pair of focals, pair of KRKs, pair of Adams. Actually, Adams would be a great shout.
Yeah, Adams would be a good shout.
Yeah, get the best, get the best set of Adams you can. I mean, to be honest, if you've got like no budget at all, get a pair of those IK Multimedia iLouds. They sound amazing.
They do sound good. Yeah, the thing is with NS10s is
NS10s sound good on an SSL console, and it's all to do with comb filtering. Why that works?
Yeah, I don't like that.
And it was purely by luck that someone did it, and it worked.
Yeah, because NS10s were originally designed as home speakers, to be shoved in they're called bookshelf speakers.
Yeah.
And who started off the NS10 craze?
I don't know.
No, you do. Brian Adams. Who did Brian Adams? Bob Clearmountain. Yeah, Bob Clearmountain always had a pair, and obviously anything Bob Clearmountain mixes sounds amazing.
But I don't know how on a Sony Ghetto Blaster, and it would still sound amazing. Because guess what? It does sound amazing on a Sony Ghetto Blaster.
Dilly says, "Sorry to be late, guys. In the Marathon Studio Rats live schedule for 100. Sorry if you already discussed this. Yes, all going ahead next week, but we're thinking of doing it on Thursday, not Wednesday.
It'll be Thursday. It'll be Thursday day. So we'll do 10 a.m. UK British summertime until 10 p.m. UK British summertime. 12-hour Studio Rats spectacular. I'm heading over to Paul's. We'll plan some things in advance. We'll do some stuff like we do just off the cuff and see what happens. But we'll be in the same room, so there'll be music playing, probably some mixing, and just sort of generally musical stuff. We'll have some gear to try out and things like that.
We should see if we can get any companies that want to get involved.
And here's the big news, I suppose. I haven't even told you this yet, but we kind of agreed in the past. Anyone that stumps up any cash, all that money will go to one of the Ukraine charities.
Absolutely.
And we will decide in advance and let you know. But any super chats or anything like that will all go towards one of the Ukraine charities that we believe to be the most worthy, and we will let you know by next week.
Absolutely.
So dig deep, as they say, and all that sort of thing. And we will be on air for 12 glorious hours. You will be so sick of us by this time. Well, not by this time next week, but by 10 o'clock next Thursday. You'll be wondering why you tuned in.
Absolutely. Jeff Fent, I saw a YouTube video today pointing out use of EQ on amps, saying that using mid and treble wakes an amp up rather than using the 12 o'clock method. Amps he used was an Engel and a Mezza Boogie. Thoughts?
Yeah.
I think I saw a sniff of that video as well, and it's a bit clickbaity for me, if you ask me. I saw the thumbnail for it, and it's clickbaity because it depends on the amp.
Yes,
some amps. Okay, so some amps are basically boost and cut.
Mm-hmm.
Some amps are literally just boost. from 0 to. So it really depends on what amplifier, and it depends on the circuitry as well. So yeah, I don't. I mean,
my Chandler comes to life when you bring the EQ circuits up.
Sure.
Past 12 o'clock. It really does.
Yeah.
The synergy stuff, it's just tone shaping. It's not that I wouldn't say it wakes the amp up, but yeah, it's all dependent on circuits. The more boutiquey stuff, the more generally is affected more by pushing and pulling the EQ and gain circuits, obviously. But my old 800, my old JCM 800, you had to drive it flat out.
Yeah.
It's a Marshall. It's designed to work like that.
Yeah, Plexis are like that. Yeah. David Bro says, "I'm sorry about bringing up Sir Jimmy. He's not a sir anymore.
No, he's not. He's taken away.
He's got taken away." I love that. What's your favourite buffer? Sorry for bringing up Jimmy. What's your favourite buffer? The one I'm using at the moment is a clinulator. And I gave James
and you gave me that
boner
to put on the end of my preamp chain.
Yeah.
And it works very well.
Yeah, I've got. I've shown the clinulator. It's all attached to my pedalboard. If I pulled it out now.
Yeah. The only reason I could get that quite so easily and quite so quickly was because it is just there.
Yeah. Yes, correct on name. Oh, there we go. Nice one.
Right.
Jeff Fenn, referring to the EQ and amps, he had a mid and treble past 3 o'clock. Again, yeah, I really think it depends on the amp. I've got. I mean, definitely don't be afraid of turning things past 12 o'clock, without a doubt.
I saw a video once, and it said, when using EQ on a desk, never go past 3 o'clock or back past 9 o'clock. And I was like, no, if the desk does it and it makes it sound better, then do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, use your ears, definitely.
Yeah, dive in and shut your eyes. Who cares what the EQ curve looks like? If it sounds better, it sounds better.
Yeah, I think loads of people think that probably an amplifier is, from the manufacturer set it to 12 o'clock. Everything, the optimum thing is probably 12 o'clock, and it's not at all. Like different guitars as well. If you've got plug a Les Paul into a certain amp and have the EQ past 12 o'clock, it might sound terrible. Or plug that sort of. It's depends on guitar and amps and stuff, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Hollywood Actress says, I've come to say hi. Hi, Hollywood. Great to see Studio X live, episode 99. Next week will be 100. Nice one. Thank you.
I can't believe you've all stuck with us so far.
Yeah, listen to this guff. Jeff Rock, read the Pro 2s. Yes, the deals took them back, no problem. The dealers, took them back, no problem, and agreed. 2 different retailers, 2 JMs and a Strat. What's a JM? John Mayer? JM?
Could be.
1 JM had such a dry fretboard, it split along the edge. Wow. Other 2 were electrics faults. Wow.
Well, there's no arguing an electrical fault, is there?
No.
There's no 2 ways of this guitar plays badly. No, it doesn't. If there's an electrical issue, that's there's no argument with that. Shame.
That's bad, isn't it?
Jeff,
when I complain to Fender, they more or less blame the retailers. It's never anyone's fault, is it? And then I still bought a custom shop. But with a custom shop, you're going to get, you're going to get a good one. 99.
Look at this.
What's that? I put it down to lefties, just not getting handled as much in the QC. Interesting. Tea time at Chez Faz. See you next week for the Ton Show. Have a good week, everyone. Yeah, cheers, Greg.
Bye.
Shep Shepherd, I paraphrase somewhat. In an interview back in the early 80s, Alex Lifeson said the guitar solo isn't a gateway to dexterity, but should be the statement of the song. Interesting.
Interesting. I like that.
Dilly Black, the shims The shims like that reduce the contact. Best things are the Stu Max shims, which are rectangular and available in 0.5 degrees, 1 degrees. You can get them in the UK, not cheap, but by far the best way. Interesting. Do you know what I mean? To me, if it works, you're probably right. Actually, okay. Now I'm thinking. Now you're saying that, I'm worried now. No, it'd be all right. It sounds great. It sounds great. If it works, it works for me.
My first bass, the action was so bad. I remember on a gig, I undid the neck and started stuffing beer mats in to bring the height of to bring the neck away from the body. I mean, we are not talking a quality instrument at this point. We're talking something pretty bad. But I was to try and make it playable and get the strings somewhere near the neck. I ended up putting beer mats behind it, and I think they stayed in there for about 12 years.
Nasty. Mike says would rather the Neve than the SSL.
I would like a 33609 as well, but they are different and they both have different uses. I would like both as well.
Yeah. Keith says, pet on the Maton, check the scale length. It can impact the string tension as well. Shorter scale with 12s will feel slinkier. Good tip.
Yeah.
David Bro says, who would you say inspired more uke players? Don Ho, Tiny Tim, or Kurt Cobain?
Well,
isn't Tiny Tim the guy that goes on the telephone and goes, you know the guy you must know Tiny Tim. It's the guy he's like a bloke that puts on like a baby voice on the telephone and says I'm 3 going on 6 and he gets you must have seen. Look up Tiny Tim.
All right, I will.
That's the only Tiny Tim I know. Don Ho, I don't know Don Ho.
The thing is with ukulele is a gateway drug to guitar.
Is it?
So in school, because guitar, in primary schools, because a guitar is such a big thing, ukulele ensembles are the way forward. So the school where my kids go, we've got about 40 of them in a cupboard, and we have ukulele lessons and ukulele orchestra and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
same.
It's a way into guitar for little people.
Yeah, nice.
And they can make a good noise. Whereas at the moment, as Jake and Lucy have almost lost interest in acoustic guitar because they can't do it.
It's too big, isn't it? It's too big at that age. I agree. David Brose, it was Brian May for me. There we go.
Gary Moore for me. And Claps.
Ukulele player?
Yeah.
Gary Moore, uke.
Oh, good God, no.
Okay, Pet says, I'm torn between the Maton and the OM Martin with a smaller neck as an alternative to my small hands.
Actually, do you know what? Funny story, if I may. When I used to work at TSC, I went to a well-known bass player's studio, and we were installing some new gear and just dropping off some stuff. And he said, "I'll come in, I'll make a cup of tea." And as we were doing the installation of this sound card or whatever it was, he sat on a stool and played all the hits of his well-known rock band on a ukulele and a mandolin.
Who was
His name is John Paul Jones.
Oh, cool. Oh, that'd be fun. I'd like to hear that. That would be good.
The bass player for Led Zeppelin rather than the harmonica player and singer for Manfred Mann.
Bruce says, I think that I'll still take my real telly with the real Bigsby over the pedal, but I would still love to hear what the pedal actually sounds like.
Yeah, I'm curious, I have to admit.
Yes. But the thing for me is that the only Bigsby that I've got is on my Gretsch.
Yes.
And me personally, I love a Bigsby, but it means that personally, I like a telly with a telly bridge. So
hey, you get one of those flying V's with a Bigsby because that didn't look weird, did it?
That's it. We get one of them. Jeff Rock, Pet could do with a decent acoustic. I could do with a decent acoustic. I've only got the one, which is an Eco 12 string I've had since the late 70s.
I got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dilly Black, that Yuri was a limited edition 50th anniversary, not a regular master build. Oh, interesting. I'll contact you when I get back home in a couple of weeks. Please do, Yin Yang.
Guatemala, though. Lovely.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, nice. Fancy that. Joe, belly laughing, love you guys. I'm almost sure I heard a studio rat crawl over my ceiling last night. Sorry to scare you. I live in the country. I live in the country.
I live in the country now. Yeah, it's great.
For studio monitors, PSI.
But the only problem is, Mike, you won't get a pair of PSIs for under $1,000, sadly. Actually, do you know what? I might actually have the solution. Get a pair of Unity Audio, Unity Rocks, or Unity Bold.
I had a pair of Rocks.
They do a thing called the it's either the Pebble or the like a baby pair, and they sound amazing.
I didn't. They sound like NS10s to me.
Oh really? No.
Yeah. The ones, the Rocks, the ones I had, like NS10s.
Oh, okay.
Dilly Black says, great news. Marathon, thanks. We'll donate. Could never get sick of you blokes. The show for grown-ups. Bruce says, do you really expect me to get up at 5 a.m. NY time for the marathon? Correct answer is probably yes. That's the whole point of this, is that you can nip in and out, and it's, you'll be listening to all sorts of things going on during the day.
Yes,
but we're not organised, and we will leave right to the last minute.
We won't. We will be vaguely organised at 10 to 10 on Thursday. We'll have it all sorted. Probably not.
No offense, but still trying to unhear a local ukulele orchestra.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good because the kids sat there and they loved it because it was really sweet and harmless. And I sat there and loved it because it was sweet and harmless. And I couldn't help but hear all the wrong notes, but I didn't care. I wasn't even drinking.
Nice.
As close as I got was a cup of terrible coffee.
Shep says, didn't get though finish the Alex license solo statement. I did actually delete it as had to pop out of the stream, but would you agree? I think I'm going to have to go back to Shep's.
I think solos are important because I think they help tell the story. A well-crafted solo is not just about how many notes can you play.
Without a doubt.
A well-crafted solo is part of the song. It melodically, it takes the song somewhere else.
Yeah. So yes, I guess what Shep said then is,
yeah, it's right. You're allowed to have some moments of clever noodling if it helps with the storytelling, or if it's something where you go. I mean, listen to something like the solo from "Get the Funk Out" by Extreme, Nuno Betancourt. Probably, all in all, one of the most ridiculous solos for number of notes in a passage ever recorded. But it's so good, and it doesn't detract from the song. It's brilliantly crafted solo.
Yeah, so good.
And you hear something like, you hear a Peter Green solo or a Gary Moore solo. Gary Moore has got, had would fit amazing number of notes into a solo, but knew when not to do it.
Yes, he was good at that. I agree with that. Yeah, no one wants to listen. Or the only people that want to listen to a Whitley guitar solo, guitar players.
Yeah,
and only a select amount of guitar players.
Yeah,
I was listening to. I'm just starting to get John Mayer.
Right.
Brilliant guitar solos.
Mm-hmm.
They're never normally over the top. They're just like really well done. And it's him when he plays.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Queen. Classic case. Brian May's solos were always bob on.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he admits he's not the fastest guitar player on planet Earth.
Yeah.
But you know, absolutely the right solos for the tunes.
I disagree. The one I hate is. Oh no, it's got some good bits in it. What's the one that goes dun 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 dun? Dun, that one. I like the bit that goes. I like the next bit. That bit, I hate that bit. I hate that.
That's Killer Queen.
It is Killer Queen, isn't it? Yes, you're right.
Or as I heard the other day, Camilla Queen. She's Camilla Queen. Evening, Your Majesty.
Not my view. Bruce Brooks, I like the Teddy Bridge also. That's why I have multiple tellies. Nice. Maybe I'll log in next week and show you my the 1960 Strat if I still have it. Yes.
Because this is where things will be slightly different. We will only be on YouTube next week because we want to use YouTube Studio rather than using.
Can you not do both? Can you not do both from the A10?
Possibly, yes.
We'll have to have a look into that.
Yeah. But at the moment, plan to be on. I know most of you are with us on YouTube anyway, but plan to be on YouTube rather than on Facebook or Twitter because it's more difficult for us to do high quality audio using this platform, and we want to be in the same room and doing music stuff as well, rather than it just sounding terrible.
Which reminds me, if you guys could give us a like on YouTube. I'm sure all of you are subscribed anyway, but it really does help, especially the live stream, to get a like.
Yes.
So yes, if you don't mind, just clicking on that button. If you like it, if you don't like it, then don't. Absolutely not.
What do you have to click on?
The like button.
Yeah, and
the thumbs up.
Yeah, but what else do you?
No, don't you, James. You don't need to do this.
Oh, please
subscribe.
And
bring the bell. There we go. Love it.
Okay. I'm bringing that with me next week.
Oh, good. Can't wait. Dilly Black says, I have a great Yuri master built based on guitar in the Galaxy of Strats book. Love it. No, nice one.
Ooh, sounds lovely.
Nice. I'd like to see that. Do you know what? I think out of all the master builders, he's probably some of the stuff that he does. I think is a little bit crass. It's a little bit over the top. Yeah, he always does the more. This is not always the case, but some of the ones that he does are more the ornate guitars,
right?
And so he's always like my least favorite master builder, just from that point of view.
Okay,
just my point. Just bought a pair of those IK speakers. Damn.
Oh, sorry, we missed Steve's.
Oh, sorry. Steve says, what are your opinions on the Adam T5V monitors? Awaiting delivery of mine for a bedroom setup. Love you. Love your show, guys. Wash hands.
They are great speakers.
Yeah, Adam stuff's good.
Really good. Yeah. Yes.
Jeff Rock said, I just bought a pair of those IK speakers. Damn you, armchair shopping. We should have what do you call it?
Affiliate links.
Affiliate links, that's it. Still haven't got the time to set that out.
No.
Dilly Black says, Scott Gotham, such musical solos. Don't know.
Yeah. Agreed.
Who is Scott Gotham?
Top of my head, I couldn't tell you, but I definitely know I've heard the name.
Okay. Midwest Scientist. Evening, Alec.
All right.
No NS10s for me then. Thanks for answering, fellas. You might get on with them. Sorry, we're sort of throwing our opinions as if they're gospel. They're not at all. If you like NS10s, go for them. Most people don't like NS10s.
To be honest, though, if you're looking at NS10s, don't go NS10s. Buy Yamahas. Are they HS8s?
Well, they don't make NS10s anymore.
They're the active ones, aren't they? The HS8 is now the active equivalent, and actually they're great. They sound really good.
They sound better because I think they're ported as well.
Yes, yeah.
And I know there's no argument about sealed designs and all that sort of stuff. But anyway,
yeah.
How's it going, chaps? All good, mate? How are y'all? David Ed Parker says, I also like the way Mayer often plays tribute to his heroes and shares what he knows online. Yeah, I'm really just starting to get Mayer, and really
half of me wants to hate him. Half of me wants to hate him. Amazing guitar player, amazing singer, songwriter.
Yeah.
Good looking.
Yeah.
You want to punch him. Probably has a hot girlfriend.
Oh, always.
And yet, you know, you want to love halfway between love and hate.
Yeah. Bruce says, I'm only on YouTube. I hate social media. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. I bought Dario solderless pedal board power kits this week. Recommend it. Nice one. Yeah, I've got some of those. Had them. The only thing I didn't like about them are the connectors are a little bit bulky.
Right.
So if you're trying to cram a lot of space on, they do tend to end up getting in the way a bit. How did you guys meet? Your personalities are so different.
Well, it's funny. Paul left a message on the urinal wall, and I answered it. No.
Someone left my telephone number on the urinal wall. James was looking. No, I can't remember what happened. James.
I was doing an event at Red Bull Studios in London, and Paul came, and we met. That was when we first met.
I thought we met in Holland.
No, I'd met you before that.
Okay.
Met you before that, and then I went over to do an interview with Paul and the other guys from DWB, and we got on all right, didn't we?
Yeah.
We're not that different, actually. You know, musically, we're fairly. I think, you know, I think I would say probably my musical tastes are a bit more extreme than yours.
Oh, without doubt. Without doubt. You can just, yeah. Yeah. So that's how we met. Yeah. Shep says, thanks, guys. 100th show will be working. May be able to catch some at work, and we'll tune in when finished. Will you be hurt?
No, got nothing else.
Will you be? Okay, let's have a think. Will you be? Don't know. Scott Gorham. Right now, I know who we're talking about. Okay, cool. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Any thoughts on Fender's Ultra and Ultra Lux Strats? Yeah, really good. The ones that I've tried have been really good. Again, make sure you try it before you buy it. So I wouldn't just order one from a shop. I would, order one online. Really, go and check them out. But I really like them. I like the little cutaway. There's some things that I really like about sort of Fenders.
Mm-hmm.
I do like sort of my guitars to be sort of traditional in the way that they're built, but I really like that little curve off the side, the heel joint on the Ultras.
Yeah, nice.
Bloody spoiled chocker. Spoiled chocker.
Very good.
Opposites attract.
They certainly do. Well, believe it or not, it's
look at that.
We're done. Really. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been amazing as always. Thank you for your support. 99 not out. Next week will be 100. Bear in mind, please, it'll be Thursday. We'll go live at about 10 a.m. in the morning. We'll go through till about 10 p.m. Hopefully you can be with us. If you can join us for the whole thing, then you're crazy. If you can join us the normal time and catch it and just dip in and out. Obviously, as I said, all the money that gets done in super chat, stuff like that, will be going to our choice of Ukrainian support charities. We will let you know about that in advance. We will, of course, post everything out so you can find us and stuff on the day. But it's gonna be good. Slightly different, slightly longer format. We actually get into some stuff. We'll be taking questions all day. We'll work out how we can do that, because obviously we won't be on StreamYard, but we'll probably be able to do it just through the chat.
Like sound-wise, it'd be so much better.
Yeah, because so much better. Sorry, StreamYard, if you're listening, but it will be. So, from myself and from my colleague, Mr. Drew, it's good night from us. We will see you next week. Have a great one. Stay safe and all that. Wash your hands, and good night.
Good night.